RPM Trey Vietnam in this bitch. Once again, I'm trying to do these live streams like more often when I know I got time. Usually when I'm in the car, I be at the most peace that I'm probably going to be at all day. I get an opportunity to lose myself in my own thoughts, just chill and not say anything at all. Um, Rehearse and recite rap shit that I need to be actually recording and producing music videos for y'all. I do not want to be a famous rapper. I only want to upload my rap shit to my YouTube to support the message of what it is that I'm talking about. I don't want to be a rapper. I'm not doing no shows. I'm not finna sign nowhere. It won't even be a discussion. I couldn't do that Hollywood music industry shit because they get threatened and like bamboozled and tricked into things and coerced into things, and I just wouldn't be good for that. I'd be on the news holding one of these executives hostage or something, telling people that this motherfucker has threatened me, and if you want to charge me with something, fine. But what we are going to also do is get into discovery in a court hearing about why I did what it is that I did when I held this motherfucker hostage, and then he's gonna fucking tell all of his shit. He gonna spill the fucking beans. I would just be bad with that shit, man. I am that shit just wouldn't work with me. I crash out on their ass before I sit back and be like, oh, well, they're threatening me behind closed doors, and like the boxer guy. What's the boxer guy? I keep forgetting his fucking name because I'm kind of bad with names sometimes. But the young babyface boxer guy who just came out saying that, yo, they out here eating babies and all this other type of shit, and then he got back on social media trying to retract what it was that he said. Whoever said something to him to make him do that, man, motherfucker come to me talking like that, wherever they catch me when they can convey this message to me is where they're going to die at. Are you insane? Motherfucker, you calling me talking about you gonna do this and that if I don't retract what the fuck I said? Man, I'm taking all that shit as a death threat. You ain't even gotta threaten me directly. I know what that means, and he know what it means too. Cause he had his heart in what it was that he was saying, and then he retracted all of his heart and everything that he said. Anything that would do that to me, I'm probably just gonna shoot at. Period. Whistleblowers out there. I don't know what the fuck y'all got going on, bro. Y'all know what y'all dealing with. Y'all call yourselves whistleblowers. You know the type of energy you dealing with, the kind of circle that you was running in, and what's at stake, and then they end up whacking you. I don't even know how that happened. If I was whistleblowing some serious shit, I would get a fucking body cam, at least one other person with me, as often as possible, who also has a gun. I would be armed, of course, and nobody would be able to fucking say anything to me without even being recorded. Nobody will be able to approach me with aggression, especially if I'm expecting you. And you don't get shot too. We'll both be dead as fuck, but I'm gonna shoot at you if I already know you coming. These whistleblowers, that should be crazy to me, bro. I don't understand how you blow a fucking whistle and then they blow you down. If I blow the whistle, you gonna know that they came to get me thereafter. Cause whoever they sent will be fucking dead as fuck, right there with me. Good luck, motherfucker. They sent your ass on a suicide mission. You gonna die for this one. Don't kill the messenger. Oh, yes, the fuck I am. Your ass to be smoked, boy. What the fuck is you talking about? Ooh, bang. This gun shit is for everybody. You ain't know? You will die for that. Don't threaten me about nothing. You will die while you talking that shit. Nigga, I'll up banger on you while you're telling me that if I don't stop saying this shit, you're gonna do what? Man, I'm already shooting. What the fuck is you talking about? See, the problem is that the good guys are so good that they don't want to act like that. But acting like that is propelling all of the bad guys into a higher position above you because they're willing to use the violence to get what they want. And that's just strange to me, that y'all won't do that either. Because if I talk to and about government, the way they allow these rappers to talk to each other, they would call me a domestic terrorist for talking like that. But why though? Y'all don't even mind talk like that. All your fucking record buddies are getting paid off the fact that niggas talk like that. It ain't a crime until somebody go do something, no matter what it is that they said to the people that they actually name or reference in these rap songs and shit. And what the fucking fans know who the fuck they talking about. FBI, any other police, law enforcement. Y'all all say, until Allah is actually broken, until something happens, our hands are tied. This is music. The one doing the threatening is getting money, and the one who he is threatening is also getting money. Let this shit just be what it's gonna be until one of their ass end up dying. And then they let it go until something actually happens. If I talk to and about government like that, they'll come get me before I do anything. And that's strange to me. And I also believe that all that warrior spirit that we are losing in this gang activity that people get into, and other acts of violence that people totally accept as their way of life. They totally accept it. They indulge. They use it to their advantage, and then they call it into their lives, not giving a fuck at what it is that they're doing gets them killed. Now, if you're gonna feel like that, how about you learn what it is that government is really doing to the human condition? Not just your life, not just the black people, not just the gay people. Man, they fuck with everybody's head, so they gotta fuck with you in the best of ways, where they know your heart is already at, in you being black and in you being gay. If you keep on pouring all of your identifying energy and heart and personal identification into something that you cannot control, like your race, or something that may actually be the result of some underlying things that we need to be discussing when it comes to your gender and sexual orientation and shit, all of that shit gets jumbled and scrambled through childhood trauma. And when you black and you go through certain childhood traumas and the environment is calling that out to be expressed in a certain way, you predict. And what's strange to me is that economics, financial stability is a big component in how reckless you get a human being to act. For example, this might have been 2-3 years ago, deep in the heart of the C-19 bullshit. They were talking about the potential for a revolution. And this is on MSNBC or CNN or something. This is on one of these big news outlets. These fucking smartsy fartsy ass economists are talking about the likelihood of a civil war or civil unrest in America because of what was going on. The motherfucker straight up said that he doesn't believe that America will go into a civil war or a great state of civil unrest in the midst of the C-19 and the economic fucking pain that all of that shit resulted in, because there was still a glimmer of hope for us to climb ourselves out of this. Americans are earning this much money and blah, blah, blah. And all he went through all these numbers and he said, there's too much hope out here for us to fall into that. And basically what he was saying is economic prosperity and security will determine on how violent people might get as a whole. If you can make them feel hopeless, they might then begin to shoot. And then you look at these fucking poor, impoverished, downtrodden so-called black communities that y'all have been manipulating systematically since how long, when y'all started gun control off of trying to hate on niggas, trying to curb the natural and justified reaction to what you have already started with the racial divide. The splitting of the fucking hairs and the lack of attention to a chain of events that is never broken, one day leads to the next. And honest observation about things, sometimes even prejudiced people say all of the stuff that I'm going, you're telling the story why the fucking prejudice is the wrong way to take this, and you can't just blanket blame black people, all black people, for nothing, not even their reaction in these environments. Examine the environments and ask yourself, what is that? They won't do that. They won't do it honestly. But even then, they say, in their own prejudice, what it is that they don't like about the quote-unquote black community or black people. And all I hear is misunderstanding, the bullshit racial divide shining brightly in some of these white folks, these prejudiced folks. And I also hear ignorance, a lack of properly calculating all of the elements involved. And I just hear a whole bunch of fear. And all of the fear that I hear when they describe what it is that they don't like about the black community, I'm thinking, motherfucker, if you had a badge, this would be a reason why you might overdo a black guy who's got nothing to do with what it is that your job entails, but you might, out of fear, or out of resentment, lump us all together, thus making law enforcement and the system being unfair to black people only because they're black, while you try to blanket blame all of us for what it is that you fear the most. And then you justify law enforcement reacting in this way, and I'm glad you don't got a fucking badge, because you just be another one. Man, motherfuckers is crazy, bro. Humanity is wild, man. Prejudice, being prejudiced is almost kind of natural depending on what it is you got going on. You got to back that up with some sensibilities, though. We all prejudiced. You could be prejudiced in a good way. I met a guy from South Africa last summer doing an open carry demonstration. He had a bit of muscle tone to him. White guy too, more African American than I would have been. He get his citizenship. He African American. I'm not. I ain't never been there. I don't even know if my people's. How long has it been since my people been there? I bet my people been here before the slave trade, quote unquote slave trade. I don't even believe none of that. We can get into all that some other time, because that's some more shit that I be wanting to talk about that I don't really never talk about or don't get the chance to, because I'm always so turned up on being like, wait a minute. We can quiet the fucking noise in the fucking room so we can talk about the more important stuff. I'm the fucking shut the fuck up in here. People trying to meditate. I'm the one that goes to fucking shush the fucking noise, bruh. So when I'm rallying against the government bullshit, I'm trying to shush the noise, because there's really some other stuff I would much rather spend my energy on. Examination of these things. You know what I'm saying? But like I was saying, the racial divide is just a weird thing, and I think we're spinning our wheels with that. I don't think so much of it matters. It matters when people give credibility to the divide, and then they start playing their roles, and then magically you make it real. You make it something that has to be addressed. It'd be nice that we didn't have to address that shit so much. Because when they turn the lights out, we all black. When they fuck that American dollar up, white skin is not going to save you. This is what they have to do. It's inevitable, actually. When they trying to sell this country up the fucking river, yeah, nature is balanced, and violence is a part of the balance. Yes, it is. Violence is much a part of the fucking balance, because you're going to need it to bring it back to a certain level of equilibrium. And I think the equilibrium is that in the clearest state of awareness and disclosure, the ones who stand up still to attempt to violently subdue the rest of us, while we are in a state of the most honest disclosure that we can possibly reach for, those are the truly evil people. All of the other evil people that we see right now, I think they're just being deceived. Even law enforcement, as much as I hate these motherfuckers, that's a divide and conquer. This cop is my brother, man. But he thinks that he's above me because he fell for the hypnosis and the magic paper and all this other shit. And now he will actually rally against me to enforce policy that he either won't fully understand or won't even fully agree with. And it won't matter to him, because he'll die for it. For a paycheck. That's, well, I mean, is your paycheck worth that? Motherfucker, if I had to be the fucking the drug runner or drug lord, I would rather be that guy than the fucking cop. Both of y'all need a gun to protect your life. Every day is a fucking danger. You don't know if you're gonna make it home, and both of you are doing it for financial support and financial stability. I would much rather fucking ball out being the fucking cartel member than to be the cop that's chasing him. That's why corruption is so fucking easy in some parts of the country and the world. Because real fucking men, grown ass men, start looking around and they go, this badge ain't paying me enough for this shit. I would much rather side with them, actually. And I don't blame you. It's all a go to me. I've accepted it all. Only thing I ever really need to combat the racism and the crooked cops and everything else, this is all I want. For y'all to know that whoever's in the wrong, whoever's bad, gets treated like the bad guy, and that whoever is the victim should be free to bust shots at the bully. No questions asked, once we've established that somebody is being bullied and somebody is the aggressor. The aggressor is supposed to fucking die. And if y'all can honestly just address that and do that at all costs, making that the bottom line to everything, you'll smooth a lot of shit out. Because I ain't worried about gang banging or even corrupt police and none of that shit. If he's a corrupt cop and he knows that very quickly that once he begins to violate my rights on the side of the road, or him coming to my house to do this, that if he pushes, I'm probably just gonna shoot at him. And if I shoot at them, the law gonna be like, man, that cop fucked up. He shouldn't have did that. It needs to be smooth and easy and very clear like that. And then I go, oh, well, tell the corrupt cops to fucking show up. Tell them do what they gonna do. They gonna die, and they should. Don't stop me. Don't stop me if I shoot at them. That's all I care about. Because all that other moral shit, you're not gonna fucking legislate morality into nobody. Just tell them that no one has to deal with their bullshit, and when they get shot at, if the shooter is justified, then the shooter's gonna sleep in their own bed tonight. They're gonna go home tonight. I'm not gonna play this fucking game with them. Not the home invader, not a crooked cop. And if a crooked judge is rightfully and justifiably accused of some illegal practices from the bench, doing some bullshit, and then somebody who maybe even had their loved one locked up for years, maybe let's say this loved one even died in prison, for example. Let's go extreme so you can see that this is what it is that I mean. Let's say someone has a loved one locked up unfairly, that the judge violated his oath of office and all type of shit to lock this man up. Let's say the cop also fucking planted drugs on this prisoner, and then all of this is the story behind somebody being in prison. If the prisoner's brother and father gun up and go find this judge and smoke his ass, and then go find the cop and smoke him, if it's proven that the cop and the judge did this shit, there should be no consequences or repercussions to the brother and father, period. Like none. Tired of it. But there would be though. Number one, like the cops, some Mississippi cops just got convicted and sentenced for doing whatever the fuck it is that they did, going into some niggas' houses and torturing them and shit like that. Anybody hear about that? Some Mississippi cops. Whatever those Mississippi cops did, that was fucking bad, right? That was bad. When these Mississippi cops tortured, sexually assaulted with sex toys and all type of shit, these grown ass men did this to other grown ass men. When they did that, were they thinking that they were willing to die to do this? They were willing to go to prison for the rest of their lives for doing this. They're willing to say goodbye to their families and fuck their careers up to do this. Part of them realized that they were taking that risk. They're not stupid. But a big part of them thought, hey man, we cops, man, who's gonna believe that we were ever guilty of this? We got so much to hide behind that we feel like we can do this. They called themselves a goon squad and all type of shit because they were over excessively abusing people that they arrest. But this lane of law enforcement provides the perfect cover, the best cover that society has to offer for people who want to do that shit to actually do it and get away with it. And these cops recognize that. That's a saying of mine. I say this all the time, that it's the best cover that society has to offer for shit like that. So expect for them to go there. Why wouldn't they? All of the racists, all of the child diddlers, all of the drug traffickers, all of the woman beaters, all the extortion artists, they will all find a lane that provides the least resistance. And if you get a government job or become law enforcement, it makes it easier for you to do that other stuff. These cops recognize that, bro. They did. They know that that's actually true. They actually banked on it. We're watching them capitalizing on, hoping and banking on that actually being true. That they can do this and they're not gonna face nothing. Crazy to me. This is what they do, man. Sad state of affairs that people see this and they don't see no red flags enough to say we need to better protect against who gets a fucking badge instead of being so worried about who gets a fucking AR-15, especially if it's shorter than 16 inches. Like all of these little nuances to the bullshit is fascinating to me, because at the same time you guys do marvelous things and you have these grand buildings that you've built on the backs of the people because you use taxation, extorted money, slave labor and taxes and all type of shit, hidden taxes on the people with these citations and shit that have no victim. Y'all use these kind of things to build yourselves up like this so that you can even look as grand as you are. It's just strange to me, man. that there is some power behind this, and what's propelling the power the most is this evil desire to want to rule other people with an iron fist. And it just blows my mind, man, that y'all think that y'all righteous in doing what it is that y'all doing. Don't confuse me pointing these things out for me, whining, crying, belly aching about all this. This is all the shit that I've accepted. This is why I don't give a fuck about nothing that they be talking about. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. I'm never going to deserve anything that they could possibly ever bring to me as far as imprisonment, arrest, any citations, because I know I'm never going to victimize or hurt anybody. And those are the qualifications to be imprisoned, to sacrifice your life's energy and time as retribution to a victim that you cause. This is what's supposed to be the case. I'm never going to do anything to even deserve that, so I'm not really worried about that so much. That's why if they ever come to me with such serious threats and there isn't a victim, they're going to have to hope that that day that I'm willing to bet my life and theirs that an intellectual approach to proving myself in a court of law, or otherwise examining the circumstances to free myself of any obligation to you, y'all better hope that that's just the route that I even want to take. Because the attempt in and of itself makes you bad people. The attempt in and of itself to get an assault weapons ban. As soon as you make the attempt and they declare this to be unconstitutional so it doesn't pass, why can't you, why are they not going to prison for the bad attempt? They're letting you know that if they can catch you emotionally siding with them, ignorant of all of the facts, then they will attempt to do something that's unconstitutional that they can't get away with if you stand tall on your moral disposition to not allow them to bully you in that way, and if you're knowledgeable enough about what it is that's going on that you can go tit for tat for them in a courtroom, which you shouldn't even have to do, or none of that shit. They have to catch you either standing up to their fight or they catch you lacking in order for them to do something that, when you own your P's and Q's, you declare unconstitutional. They should go to jail for that shit for even trying. Just like you go to prison, if you go to jail for sure. If you swing on a cop and you miss, you hit nothing but air, but you throw a punch at a cop and you don't hit him, they're going to arrest you for assault as if you hit them. They charge you all the same for the attempt, and they should be the same way. As soon as a cop makes an attempt to arrest you and it was found that you should have been arrested in the first place, he's in violation of U.S. Title 18, Section 241 and 242. Especially if he can point to a law that says, because this has made its way into law status, it must be the truth. It must be aligned with the Constitution, and it must be something that grants this regular human being the right and the power to subdue you while threatening your life if you don't just comply. All of that shit sounds weird to me. You can't even say this shit out loud to get it to make sense. RPM Trey Vietnam and this bitch Wu Bang get a fucking gun. I'm finna go home, hang out with the kids, and get a few things ready. It's the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm gonna try and begin editing on a couple of videos that I want to do for the new season. I'm gonna get some edited work out there, and I'm gonna set the tone. I'm setting the tone early what the fuck it is that I'm on. Y'all gonna know right away. Shout out to the new subs, new people here. Thanks for being here. You ain't seen shit yet. If all you have seen as a new sub is me talking shit from the car, you got no idea what the fuck I be on. Thanks for being here. I'm finna turn up. Open carry demos be slamming. We finna be in front of Masonic temples, police departments, your baby mama house. We gonna be everywhere. Running game, RPM the gang. Wu Bang get a motherfucking gun and tell all of the bullies that you locked and loaded and nobody's getting any fucking grace around you if they come for that bully shit. Fuck them. Hey, Amy, I'm out of here. Happy to see you tapping in. You might have to rewind back and watch the rest of the live because I'm out of here. Peace and love to you. Thanks for your channel. Y'all check out Crack Their Code. She in the chats right now, in the live stream chats. She be decoding that gematria shit. Y'all need to get up on game. Gematria is some real shit, and you don't know it, and what you mad that you don't